Greetings, 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 everybody. Running a little late today, 15 minutes late. That's okay. That is okay. Boy, do I have a wonderful and a divine show for y'all today. It is awesome. It is awesome. The marvelous things that the All Mind is showing us and telling us, you know. And I know a lot of people, they got to come to this level of thought. You know, it take time. But you're going to get there. You're going to get there. Don't give up. Don't give out. Just keep going. Read much as you can and study all things. Become that scientist like that little child you once was. Transform. And today, what I'm going to do, I got a good topic. But the people that come in the chat room, if you got any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. And, I'll answer. But the thing is, don't ask me nothing personal. Don't ask me nothing personal. But while we're waiting on people to come into the chat room, 7 o'clock, and I know I told people 7 o'clock today. Once people come in the chat room, we're going to start the show. And I want to say thanks to all the donations. I want to thank y'all so much for the donations that y'all been donating to the channel. It's been a blessing, and I'm very honored that y'all like the information and you're willing to help and support this channel grow. You know, it's the beginning. I've been doing videos for years now, but I really got back into the teaching because I think a lot of people need this at this point in time. And I think the Father in me knows that they need it, you know. So I'm so thankful that I've been chosen to give this type of information to empower people and to help them. And once again, I just want to thank you for all the cash apps and the donations that y'all been sending me. And it's just a blessing to just know people care about you and like your information. It's a blessing. I just want to thank you so much. But here today, we got a divine topic. We got a divine topic. We got a divine topic. Now, when I tell you we got a divine topic, it's going to blow your mind, because oftentimes I try to tell people that the Bible is a science book, and the mystics that wrote this book put it in code, if you will, and was trying to explain to us about us. This book is all about you and your mind and the divine mind. And that's so great that we have a divine spirit that cares so much about us that it allowed people to put this down on paper so they can pass it on from generation to generation. And hopefully people will come forward and to explain this information, because it need to be explained. It don't need to be just spoke. It need to be broke down and dissected in order for people to really understand their higher level and their higher potential. Because that's what we're here for. Spiritual enlightenment. To wake up to the divine in us so we can bring goodness through us and not all this chaos. But in order to do that, we got to know the method, and we have to know how this going to work. And I think it'll make your life more peaceful and more joyful when you understand that it's a method and it's laws and principles, and that the Bible scriptures I like that old iced coffee. The Bible scriptures are meant for us to use our mind to create and understand how important it is and how to go through it and break it down. But today, I'm dealing with the word faith, because oftentimes people say, I got faith, but do you really got faith? See, this is what we don't understand. Do we really got faith, or we just trusting? Now, faith and trust is similar. Faith is up here, and trust is down here. See? So we want to deal with the faith. Why? Because that's the way God moves. It's impossible to serve God without faith. Well, what is faith? Well, faith is assurance. Assurance. And when you have assurance and you understand that God is ever in your presence, you always in God's presence. You know that God is all power, and that His power work through you. You know that God knows all knowing. And anything that you need to know, you can get the answer from. This is just simple, but these are the things we need to practice on faith. Faith is a practice. It just don't come overnight. That's why I say faith as a mustard seed. If you got a small amount, it blossoms. It's part of life, so it expands out. And that's how your faith grows. From success to success. That's how it works. Joe lives. But we're dealing with the word faith. The perceiving power of the mind linked with the power of to shape substance. Spiritual assurance. The power to do the seemingly impossible. It is a magnetic power. Listen to what it is. It is a magnetic power that draws onto us our heart's desire from the invisible spiritual substance. Faith is a deep inner knowledge that which is sought is already ours for the taking. Oh, man. What say Louis Hancock in the house? My brother. Now, faith is assurance of things hoped for. Listen. Listen closely. You running duel with a physical world. Your spirit over here. And when you go down this avenue, God already set up the blessings for you. It's already set up for you. And it will pour out into the physical material realm when you understand what faith is. When you understand what faith is, then you'll be like, I get it. It takes work to understand faith. And you got to be fearless. See, we've been trained up not to understand this realm that we live in. And we've been trained up to walk faithless. Yeah. Because if you let God in, your life changes. The divine mind is connected, but it cannot connect to lesser thoughts. That's why trust ain't going to be good enough. You got to have faith. God up here. Even in the Bible say, our ways is not your ways. My thoughts is not your thoughts. Well, what it's telling you, when you are moving in a way that's contrary because you think you lesser and not connected to the divine mind, then you off track. Your ways, you going this way and the spirit going that way. When your thoughts is contrary, you go that way, go that way. And this is why we have to line up our thoughts and know what's real. And the real thing's spiritual. That is the realest thing on this planet. This other material stuff, anything that can, what you say, die, it's not real. God is the eternal God. And that part of you that is in you that give you life is eternal. It's not temporary. It's eternal. That's why you got to understand faith. This is like a race car driver. You got a race car driver, and he on the track, and his car is a Rolls Royce Ghost, and everybody else got race cars. They going around the track, and he just riding. No, you're in the wrong lane with the Rolls Royce Ghost. That's a racetrack. That's built for fast cars. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We are in the wrong lane with our thoughts. And that's why we see so much of ignorance around us. And when I use the word ignorance, I'm using it as Webster dictionary. Because Webster say, if you don't know something, then you ignorant to it. So I just like to throw that out because, we're so sensitive now and words do offend. And I don't want to offend nobody. I want to teach you. I want to elevate you so you can teach yourself, because I'm a reminder. That's what my job is, to shed light on the ignorance so you can wake up and say, okay, let me go and find out for myself. That's why I tell you to check behind me. Now faith is what we need, and we got it. Everybody got it. We got it already. This is how the operation works. You in the right lane when you dealing with faith if you dealing with God. When you dealing with God, this is the lane you need to be in. You can't be in nothing else. Nothing else ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. Tried it. So that's why I'm trying to tell people. So what is faith though? It's the perceiving power. Listen what I'm telling you. Perception is everything. Perception is a power that we need. A perceiving power of the mind. This is a mind thing. The whole book of the Bible is dealing with your mind. It ain't dealing with nothing else. And anybody can prove it to me. And we'll go neck and neck. Because I'm telling you, with the research that I come up with, divine mind. That's it. Our minds connect to the divine mind. That's how it knows everything. The way we built. The tools that has been placed in us. Let's go. Let me show you this. Well, every organ in your body corresponds to the spiritual realm. That's why you ain't disconnected. You just don't know you connected. You ain't disconnected, you just don't know, so your thoughts are lesser. You ain't watching what you say because you don't know how to think. That's what I'm here to teach you. The spiritual faith center of the pineal gland. Woo! Lord have mercy. The pineal gland.
Oh my God!
When I tell you something, it's all over the world. When I go to Cambodia, I see them little pine cones because a pineal gland look like a pine cone. If you look at any movie, you go to the Vatican, they got the pine cone. When you go down to South America, you see them statues, they got pine cones.
Oh my God!
They know that is the gateway to get you to the spiritual realm. Because you don't know your physical anatomy and what it do, and because you ain't had time, and I get it, I pray for the peoples. You didn't have time to study and research what your body can do. The pineal gland sit right in the center of your brain. Right in the center of your brain. And the function of it is to create melatonin, serotonin. When we dealing with sleep and waking, what you do when you sleep? You dream. This thing is serious. And people wanna ridicule, don't condemn anybody before you listen to what they got to say. Understand that you are powerful. God didn't send you down here helpless to be a beggar, to be unsuccessful. None of us. Even though we act like little kids when we dealing with God sometimes. I know I do. I be pounding like a mug sometimes. But guess what? I'm telling you. It's in us. Everybody got a pineal gland. Some is calcified, some ain't. But that is the center of faith. That gland is the center of faith. That's where faith powers itself from. Right in here. The faith center. The pineal gland, located in the middle of the brain, is the center of faith in the body of man. Jeff Robinson in the house. That is the power. It sits right in the center of the brain in man. That is the faith faculty. You got 12 faculties in your body that correspond to the divine realm where the divine mind dwells. As above, so below. As within, so without. This is how this thing works. It don't work no other way. But we haven't been taught this because Ford and all the early founders, they thought it was fitting to teach us just how to be workers, not to use our creative mind. Now times don't change. Yeah, we don't got older, but we wiser now. Now we can use the mind. We mind. Concentration of thought on this center opens the mind of man to spiritual faith. Concentration of thought. When you sit in your meditation or you just laying back, you hold your head up and concentrate right here. And just focus on good things, right things, loving things, peaceful things. And see how you wake up feeling. Because you're going to go to sleep. Because it's a soothing thing. I tell people, before you go to bed, meditate on something beautiful, something loving. Get you a good night rest that way. Then you wake up, you bless the day. You call it a beautiful, powerful, exciting, divine, faithful. Call it whatever beautiful thing. Because the faith center that is in you registers with the divine mind. And faith, God got to have faith in order to connect to faith. It can't connect to unbelief or fear or doubt. It don't connect. Ain't no connection.
Oh my God!
That's why we ain't getting the spiritual satisfaction. Because we using and don't know what to use in order to connect and in harmony and bring balance to our lives. Now I'm going to go to the Bible on y'all. Because I got to tell you, you know, it's right there. See, you just got, it's all there. You just got to find it. It's there. We dealing with Jacob and Esau. And if you understand Jacob and Esau and how Jacob and his mother, and I don't call it tricking, I call it faith. They didn't trick him. But anyway, Jacob got to a place where he had to wrestle with God. Okay? Now, in this place, Jacob called it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for it? Jacob called it. He say, and Jacob called the name of the place Pineal. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Listen, Jacob called this place, this in the Bible. This is Genesis 32 and 30. It said Jacob called the name of the place Pineal. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. I'm telling you, I just told you what the faith faculty is. And when you unscramble the Pineal, because it's spelled different, Jacob is P-E-N-I-E-L. That's the place where he named it Pineal. Okay? But the way the pineal gland is spelled inside our head is P-I-N-E-A-L. But if you unscramble, it's using all the same letters. If you unscramble it, you're going to get the same thing. you go get the same thing. Pineal. So when he seen God face to face, that's the only way through the pineal, through the memory or the faith faculty, that you can see imaginations. That's where your imagination come from. That's where your dreams come from. That's where your daydreams come from. That's where your visualization, when you see something that you want or something to happen and you see it before it happened. That's where it come from. That's where it come from. Through the pineal gland. Circadian rhythm. How we move and function. Like we get up in the morning, we be hungry sometimes we don't. But guess what? Our rhythm through the day is because of the pineal gland, because it gives us serotonin through the day, all day long. That's where we get our strength from, because the sun, when it hits our forehead, it gives us strength through the day. And then at night, it starts with the melatonin. This is the function. But the faith faculty of a spiritual divine way, it comes from the pineal gland. Miss Willis, glad to have you on. And this is what we got to understand. This thing is not dealing with religious form. It's dealing with a scientific way for you to understand what you are and how to connect to the spiritual realm and to receive your inheritance. You can't receive your inheritance. Ooh, y'all go back and read that story about Jacob and Esau. Esau was supposed to got the inheritance, but he couldn't get the inheritance because Jacob, with divine spiritual wisdom and his mother, showed him how to get the inheritance. When you see this Bible saying testament, it means multiple things. It's duality. A will and testament. We always say God will. Well, what God will for our life? Well, God has wrote a book or gave it to the mystics writers to tell us what our will is. And this is what the will is. If you go back in Genesis, it'll tell you to be fruitful and multiply. Take dominion on earth. Well, you can't take dominion if you don't have faith in the unseen. You can't see God. Jacob said he seen him face to face. Well, guess what? He seen it in the divine realm. You ain't gonna see it in the physical realm like this. You'll see the effects. God is the cause of everything, and what we see is the effects of God. But what is illustrating by the pineal gland is that where your faith is. That's where faith operates. And that's why you can go all over the world and see these pine cones. It is just amazing. And you see them here in America, everywhere. Everywhere. Now, here's what I want y'all to take away from this. Faith, understanding. Faith that functions from principle. God is the principal thing. Anything is eternal. Anything that you can call and just think that it's going to be everlasting. It's the principal thing, which in everything. Well, what does the principle mean? What is the principle? because I don't think people realize how powerful we are. The fundamental truth. What is the fundamental truth? You got spirit that no man can explain truly to the divine point what it is. How you move and have your being, how you move about from day to day. They can't explain that. Scientifically, they can't explain it. They know it's beyond this world. And we got to come to realize it's all around us. Like attracts like. You have just don't sweep your floor for a while and see what happens. Dirt will be everywhere. Because the dirt gonna attract the other dirt. Let's deal with money. Money the same way. If you got some money, you can get more money. Uh-oh. Now we're finna use the faith. If you got some money, you can get some more money. Why? Because you can't get nothing you ain't already got. That's why it's set up the way it is with faith. With what faith do? You got to see already in your mind what you want before you get it. You cannot tell me. You can't tell me a time. You cannot tell me a time when you don't went and said, well, let me write down the list what I'm going to get for grocery. And while you writing it down, you thinking, I want some tomatoes. You look at it in your mind. Tomatoes. I'm going to get some lettuce. I'm going to get some chicken. I'm going to get this. All of this is already in your mind. And you write it down. Now, it leaving the mental into the physical. You writing it down. When you write it down, you already got it in your mind. Now, guess what you do? You go get it in the physical realm. This is how faith works. If you ain't got it in your mind, you ain't getting it in this material world. This is why I'm on faith. Because people don't understand a lot of things. When y'all get this and start turning into millionaires and stuff, y'all better remember me. I'm telling you how this works. And it ain't nothing too small for God. Let me go back. All the way up to the possible. Seemingly, it say the power of, the power to do the seemingly impossible. Let that soak in for a minute. The seemingly impossible. That's how powerful faith is. That's why they didn't want you to know your human anatomy. Man, you can change the course of this world with faith if you know how to use it. This body is a tool. We're using it. It's got functionality in it. Just like the pineal gland is part of the endocrine system. And I said that, I tore all that up, but y'all get what I'm saying. And it's got a function. Well, faith got a function. This body got a function. Everything down here has a function. God's will for us is to be healthy, happy, joyous, success, prosperity, and with infinite money. But if you don't know these things, you can't desire them. And that's the trick. Ain't but one power. One power. Let me go back down here, because I got to show you understanding. See, when you understand how to operate with faith, life's gonna get a little smoother. Faith that functions from principle. God is the principal thing. God is everything. Everything you see, God is the giver and the gift, the giver and the gift. It's everything. Cause is the spiritual. The effect is the material. That is what God is. Everything. Understanding. It is based on knowledge of truth. If somebody tell you the truth, it's always the positive is going to prepare you. If I tell you, okay, Brother Jeff, Brother Louis, we work together. You know how to fix heavy equipment. And you tell me, Ty, I'm going to fix this for you. You got to know what tools, what hoses, whatever you need to fix this thing. But most and foremost, you got to have knowledge of all of it. Faith is a tool that we need to operate in the divine, spiritual, unseen realm in order to bring it down here, heaven on earth. That's the tool we need. It's got to function. And guess what? Your faith got to connect to the oversoul faith in order to bring it into manifestation. And all of it good. God don't bring no evil in. There's no such thing as evil. It's the ignorance of mind that create evil. Okay, let's go on. Knowledge of truth. It's understanding the law of mind action. Everything around us. Ooh, if I could just illustrate this so much. Everything around you started in somebody's mind. It was a mind, idea, and manifestation. That's how this works. It don't work no other way. This is the system of operation from the divine mind to man mind. That's how I go. And it's broken down in so many ways. But it's hidden from the mass public. People don't understand this esoteric knowledge. They run from it. They think it's hocus pocus, but it's facts because it's science. Anything is factual. Somebody did the research on it and did a study and did a hypothesis. They came to a hypothesis on it in order to see that it worked. They put it in through a process. And when you don't know the process, you're going to just have enough, because the faculties that's in you is enough for you to be in the carnal or animal state of mind. That's just enough. And you'll survive. You'll grow old. And you'll live a mediocre life. And then you'll die. Then you have to come back and do it again, because it's a law called reincarnation. We got laws and principles. So if you didn't get the lesson this time, Uh-oh. I'm sorry. You're going to have to do it again. You're going to have to do it again. And two, you got 7 layers that we got to go through. And I'm going to tell you this. Big shout out. If you watching this, you ain't got to do it no more. You know why? Because this knowledge is going to prepare you to get on out of here and do it the right way. You don't done it the right way because you seeking, you thirsting. You got the zeal of God in you. This kind of knowledge keep you from repeating this. It's all in the books around us. That's another thing. Don't be scared to embark on new information. Because God is all-knowing. So you think they gave us the Bible and say, oh, just carry the Bible all over the world because it's just one way to look at this. No. If you go to Hindu land, they saying the same thing. It's just worded different because the language different. And the methods they use is slightly different. But the principle, see the principle thing, the principle always gonna stand. I don't care what nobody say. If you just focus on the principle of faith, focus on the principle of everything. It corresponds throughout nature, throughout man, throughout language, throughout cultures. The principle thing stands when everything else fails. That's God in everything, everywhere. Understanding the law of mind action. Therefore, it has great strength to know that certain causes produces certain results, giving a bedrock foundation for faith. Let me read it again. The law of mind actions. Therefore, it has great strength. Listen, good Lord of mercy. Got to be more careful. Great strength. You got so much strength in your mind. See, I told bro, I was on YouTube yesterday, and I told them, I said, listen, y'all dogging these folks out, but these people's got psychological problems. And if they got psychological problems, then they got spiritual psychological problems. And you can't fix them by yelling at them, calling them names. You ain't gonna fix them. The way to fix somebody is to use your inner strength and what they weak at. Put your spiritual strength and make them strong. That's how you fix people. You don't put your foot on their neck. It has great strength to know the certain causes produces certain results, giving a bedrock foundation for faith. And what it's telling you, simply this right here. When you know you got the strength, it's a great strength, and you know that faith causes. Now faith is a substance. Now faith. Your words, your thoughts it uses faith to turn into the things that you desire and needing on this experience that we having. That's how this works. And it produces, listen what it say, and it produces certain results. You use faith and you're not conscious. I'm telling you to get conscious of what you really want. You can't get nothing until you have something.
Oh my God!
If you don't have it in your mind, you ain't gonna get it out here. Okay? You got the faculty. God gave it to everybody to connect to the spiritual realm. The faith center is in the middle of your brain. Physical gland touches the spiritual realm, because the spiritual realm is connected, and the pineal gland is connected through your spinal cord. Your spinal cord, it runs through your body, the nerves through the spinal cord all over your body. You can affect your body and people around you. And when the pineal and the pituitary gland merges, mystics say that then that's when we become really masterminds, divine mind. But this book we call the Bible, it's a science book, and it's telling you all about you. And don't let nobody tell you nothing different. But go and study faith and ask the divine for leads to understand the faith and how to operate in faith. It's impossible to serve God without faith. It's impossible to connect to God without faith. That's the way it is. It's a law, divine law, universal law. Can't nobody overrun that. Can't nobody change that. That is set in motion and is forever while we here on this planet. E.T. can't phone home without faith.
Oh my God!
E.T. can't phone home without faith now. Y'all got to have some faith. You got to have faith. With that being said, I love y'all. And I say I thank y'all for all the donations. And come visit me on YouTube. And I'm starting a new channel on Rumble. And I just want y'all to visit. And I thank everybody that supporting the channel. It's a big help, and thank y'all so much for the blessings, because I walk out on faith. The just shall live by faith. Walk by faith and not by sight. Peace and one love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.